Deep in Europe's forgotten forests, a silent war is brewing. Brown bears roam freely, powerful and fearless. Wolves stalk the night, coordinated and cunning. And wild boars swarm the land like an unstoppable force, tearing through farms, cities, and silence itself. What once belonged to the wild is now at our doorstep. These animals aren't just surviving, they're multiplying, adapting, and pushing into human territory like never before. Are these creatures victims of our expansion, or are we becoming victims of theirs? This is a story of conflict, control, and nature's rising power. Europe's edge. Cut to rural villages in Poland, Romania, Spain. Across the continent, villages wake to broken fences and blooded livestock. Farmers count the cost in lost harvests and sleepless nights. Children are warned not to walk alone at dusk. Wild boars in Germany have learned to cross highways under the cover of darkness. Wolves in Italy move silently along ancient shepherd trails. Brown bears rummage through alpine ski towns. For centuries, humans and wildlife maintained an uneasy truce. But warming winters, abandoned farmland, and rich urban trash bins have tipped the balance. The question is no longer if they will come closer, but how we will live when they do. Texas, storm of tusks. Sun-baked footage of Central Texas ranchland. Half a world away, in the rising heat of Central Texas, the wild boar moves like a living storm through brush and farmland. Thick hide glints in the sun, tusks carved sent into the earth. These animals are more than pests, they are sentinels of chaos. Crops vanish overnight. Fences collapse. Ecosystems wobble. Rancher Elena Martinez remembers the morning she found her entire watermelon field reduced to churned mud. It's like a hurricane came through, she says, voice shaking. Except this hurricane has teeth. Yet amid the turmoil, hope emerges. Science takes the field. A team of researchers from Texas A&M and DM University steps forward, armed not with guns, but with innovation. They are rewriting the rules of wildlife control. Surveillance cameras watch without intruding. GPS collars trace movement across miles. Data-driven heat maps reveal nocturnal feeding grounds. Through every temperature reading and motion trigger, they learn, adapt, and plan. By early 2024, a large-scale trapping campaign begins. This is no blind hunt, it is a science-driven operation that moves in rhythm with boar behavior. Each trap is set where hogs feed or wallow after midnight. Cameras confirm the moment of entry. A remote signal drops a heavy steel door in silence. No chaos, no suffering, only control and efficiency. Key mid-script turning point, trust the bait. Before the trap ever goes live, the team spends days laying only food, fermented corn, custom grain blends, teaching the boars to trust the site. They have to believe it's safe, explains field biologist Dr. Janice Wu. Patience is everything. When the final night comes, the trap is armed. The boars stroll in, unaware. One push of a button, and the door slides shut with a soft metallic click. For landowners like Elena, each successful capture means fewer destroyed crops and a calmer night's sleep. Her eyes fill as she watches a monitor showing a sounder of hogs secured without harm. This feels like hope, she whispers. Community and incentive, 22:00, 28:00. In Hay and Caldwell counties, a unique incentive program pays $5 per boar tail. Residents bring proof of capture, earning cash while protecting their land. Town hall meetings turn strangers into allies. Farmers share GPS data. Hunters volunteer gear. Slowly, the chaos becomes a coordinated defense. Beyond Texas, the model spreads. In Arkansas, state biologists integrate the same smart trap network. In Arizona, ranchers pair aerial drones with remote sensors. Even parts of Europe begin pilot programs, inspired by Texas results. Wildlife agencies from Poland to Portugal exchange data with American scientists, seeking a balance between preservation and protection. Human heartbeat. This is not merely a story of animals and algorithms. It is about families reclaiming peace, grandparents who can finally sleep without the nightly roar of tusks against wire, and children who wake to birdsong instead of sirens. Farmer Miguel Lopez puts it simply, we're not at war with nature. We're trying to share it. But we have to survive, too. As dusk settles over both Europe's dark forests and Texas' wide plains, the lesson is clear. Coexistence demands creativity, patience, and respect. Wild boars, wolves, and bears are not villains, they are survivors of our changing world. But survival cannot mean surrender. The silent war continues, but with science, compassion, and collective will, humans and the wild may yet find a path forward. Across continents, the wild is no longer distant. It is here, moving through farms, crossing highways, appearing in backyards. Boars, bears, and wolves are rewriting the relationship between humans and nature. This is the story of conflict and coexistence, of danger and discovery, and of the choices that will shape our shared future. The boar invasion, chaos in the heart of Texas. In the rising heat of central Texas, wild boar populations have exploded. One night, a single sounder, an extended family of feral hogs, can level a season's harvest. 15 acres of corn are raised in hours, a $400 million hit across the state each year. Farmers wake to the crunch of broken irrigation pipes and the sinking feeling of months of labor turned to mud. Cut to interviews with ranchers describing sleepless nights and the living storm of tusks and hooves. Smart science versus relentless instinct. But this is not just a hunting story, it's a science story. At Texas A&M and partner universities, researchers deploy smart traps, GPS collars, and real-time cameras to outthink an animal that breeds faster than we can count. Female boars can reproduce at 6 months and birth litters of up to 13 piglets. Left unchecked, populations double in a single year. Show technicians lowering a steel drop door trap, a live video feed streaming to a tablet. This is precision management. No panic, no cruelty, just data and timing. Fermented corn baits acclimate the animals. Remote triggers close the trap only when the whole sounder is inside, preventing escapes and unnecessary stress. Community power and emotional stakes. Interviews with local families. It's not about sport, a farmer says, voice breaking. It's about saving our home. Neighbors form night patrols. Children learn to spot fresh tracks before school. It is survival, but also empowerment. Counties pay $5 per tail, not as a bounty of blood but as a token of partnership. Tradition meets table. Slow-motion footage of chefs searing wild boar tenderloin. From crisis comes culture. Hunters bring meat to local markets. Chefs celebrate its rich flavor and low ecological footprint. Hunt, harvest, share, a loop that turns destruction into dinner and strengthens the bond between land and community. Brown bears, power and paradox. Far from the Texan plains, in Europe's forgotten forests, another giant roams, the brown bear. 10 feet tall when upright, 1,500 pounds of muscle and memory. To many cultures, the bear is protector and spirit guide, a symbol of strength tempered by wisdom. Cut to archival art and indigenous legends. Respect and risk. Narrator. Admiration made the bear a trophy. 4 centuries humans hunted them for fur and pride. Today, debate rages. Is regulated hunting necessary to protect livestock, or a relic of domination? Close-up of a bear's eyes. Look long enough and you see not a brute, but an intelligence, keen memory, senses that read the seasons before the first snow. Fragile kingdom. Yet even this monarch stands on a shrinking stage. Habitat loss, climate change, and poaching carve their territory into islands. Still they endure, reminding us that true strength is control, not chaos, choosing when to fight, when to simply exist. Wolves of the high plains. And then there are the wolves. To ranchers in Wyoming, they are not myth but midnight reality. One missing sheep may seem small, until it is hundreds. $30 million in livestock losses each year tell a story of sleepless vigilance and quiet dread. Farmers describe the sound of distant howls, the ache of helplessness. The emotional toll. This isn't only economics. It's the walk to the pasture at dawn, heart pounding. It's explaining to a child why their favorite lamb won't return. Regulations protect predators, ranchers feel unheard. Tension grows between those who call for coexistence and those who reach for the rifle. A fragile balance. Wolves are no villains, the narrator reminds. They shape ecosystems, keep deer herds healthy, and embody wilderness itself. But how do we defend tradition without destroying nature? Fences? Relocation? Lethal control? Each answer carries a cost to the land, the animals, and our own humanity. Closing reflection. Our shared wild future. Slow montage. Boar traps click shut under starlight. A bear fishes in a silver stream. Wolves lope across a snowy ridge. From Texas farmland to Siberian forest to Wyoming plain, the question is the same. Can we live with power instead of conquering it? We are capable of both destruction and stewardship. The choice is ours, and it begins now. If these stories moved you, share them. Support local conservation groups. Talk with neighbors about coexistence. The wilderness is not gone. It watches, waits, and, if we listen, teaches. Like, subscribe, and add your voice below. Together we can shape a future where people and the wild endure, side by side.